Favour of men with regards to unemployment in South Africa. This is said by Statistics South Africa that women experience far higher unemployment, which has been consistently higher among youth than among adults by more than 20%. According to the report, men were more likely to be employed than women, regardless of race. Well, in studio with us, we are joined by the Gender Equality Commissioner Lulama Nare to talk us through some of the issues of unemployment that women are still going through. Good to have you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
What do you think of the various aspects of the situation where men are likely to be employed compared to women?
I think women in a greater extent still experience the burden of unpaid labor, the care services, care work that they still need to do in the household. But most importantly also is that the economy itself, we are having a jobless economy, economic growth, and it's for years been like that. But another thing that we have found out is that men still dominate the selection and recruitment in the workplace. Yeah. But most importantly, again, there is a slant, there is a race thing. Our historical background is still firmly there. The majority of, or the greater percentage of men that we're talking about in terms of race are white males. Yeah. And then we have African males. But what we have found out also with the advent of employment equity is that workplace tends to include more African male in the workplace than African women in particular, coloreds, and there are more Indian women that have also been more beneficiaries of the employment equity laws. So
are you saying, just to have a look at it, if we do look at race, is it white women or Indian women that are more employed than African women?
It's still white women that are more employed.
Okay.
But with the Employment Equity Act, you will find that we have been more open to more Asian to be included in the workplace. Less of the African colored women being brought in the workplace.
What about, I mean, do you find that if a man goes for a job interview and a woman goes for the same job interview, that the trend would be that the man would get the job?
Even where there is a designated, sometimes they put the advert and designate this to women, preferably women and people with disability. But what we have found is that there is no monitoring at the end, that it ends up always being a male, irrespective of whether the qualifications are the same and the experience is the same.
Yeah. What do you think contributes to hiring an underqualified man over a woman who's more suitable for the job? I mean, 20 years into democracy, you'd think that that wouldn't be the issue, but why would you say this is the case?
There is still patriarchy, there's still the male dominance, and there's still the favoring of men over women, and the whole thought process of men are more reliable in the workplace. Men will not go out and have children and be more, the pattern of work will be consistent with men rather than with women. So other employers, they even discriminate even according to age when it comes to women. They will think that this certain age is the most childbearing age, and therefore it will interrupt the process.
Sure. Yeah, it is disturbing. I mean, when you put it that way, because you just, you know, I suppose the person who interviewed you also had to be born from a mother, didn't they? I mean, let's be realistic. Yeah. What has to be done? Because, I mean, is this a global issue? I imagine it is. I mean, I don't think that we here in South Africa are an isolated island as opposed to the rest of the world. What is being done?
But we also have to appreciate that as much as the South African government over the years, even the 20 years, we have been signatories of this anti-discrimination laws against women, CEDAW, we have Equality Act, and all those things that we're trying to do in South Africa. But what we have not seen is the monitoring of the implementation of the measures that we put in place. And we have seen that the private sector is actually the worst culprit. It is not employing women at all. It's employing them in lower positions, the administrative, the clerks, and then as you go up, it becomes more male-dominated.
Yeah.
The public sector has, to some extent, been trying to address the issues of women in senior management positions. But again, we have found that the spaces are closing down again because there is no monitoring, proper monitoring, and gender disaggregated data of how many women in the workplace and how much more do we need to put in.
Yeah. All right, and that's something that you are calling for.
Yes.
You think that would try and elaborate and put a spotlight on exactly this gender inequality you're speaking about. Thank you for talking to us. Lulama Nare, the Gender Equality Commissioner, talking to us here about the fact that not enough women are employed. We can't say that at Morning Live, because there are only women here. So we're doing a good job, don't you think? We can get a thumbs up.
We are not sure.
You're not sure?
Where are the women? Are they in the front? Are they working at the back?
We're all in the front. Let me tell you, we're doing the weather, we're doing the news, we're doing the
sports.
Are
you producing? Are you at the back?
Yeah,
doing all this work.
We're everywhere.
Well, we can say
we're doing good.
Monitor you.
Okay, we get a double thumbs up. We get a sharp from the Gender Commission here at Morning Live. But on a serious note, it was also revealed by the Statistics South Africa in 2011 that even in death, the registration of women who have died is much lower compared to the registration of dead men. And that happens because there's nothing to inherit from a woman and a lot more to inherit from a man. No, not good. Not good statistics there. All right.